Coast to coast. It's a radical boast, coupled with four indestructible hosts, bringing the most each week in the combos we speak, or the undigestible foods we eat.
So he's bouncing for bits while we be dancing for the sticks. Yeah.
Phoenix, Shinjo, Dallas, Chicago. No, there ain't no denying we bringing it coast to coast.
Hey, everybody.
I like that opening. From now on. Ryan, all right, do it one more time, Ryan. One more time.
Hey, everybody.
I like the casual chin rest at the end.
Yeah, right,
That's what sold it.
Hey, everybody,
I
welcome
was a
to
bit on the
Coast to
fence.
Coast. Oh, my goodness. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, grandmothers, and, well, even fathers. Happy Mother's Day to you as well.
Even pet mothers.
And pet
Even-
mothers. Puppy mothers,
Even-
kitty mothers, elephant
And
mothers.
to yo mama.
Hamster mothers.
Tell your mama we love her. No.
Yeah.
It's going to be the weird
Yo
thing.
mama's so sweet. I love her.
That's the worst yo mama's joke I ever heard.
Exactly.
The sweetest.
As you can tell, Julie is not with us right now. She is currently on vacation. She did send us a picture here, which I'll share to everybody. She is currently sitting down to a wonderful meal. I don't know who that is in the background, hunched over.
It's got to be Eric.
It's got to be Eric, right? But
you-
there's so many table settings. I don't know.
I don't know. Eric doesn't strike me as a black shorts, white high socks type of dude.
Plus, that beard looks a little thick, so I don't know if that's Eric.
Yeah. It's a little. It's like 3C thick.
Is that
Yeah.
is that charcuterie? Is that a charcuterie board?
It looks like it. I see fruit. I see summer sausage and cheese.
Summer sausage.
Summer sausage.
I believe it's pronounced sausage.
sausage. Sausage.
Sausage.
Sausage. It's a studio.
Why is my share system not working?
Studio.
I can't even get the thing to come up on the Facebooks.
Yo, thank you, Toa, for sharing the
Got one.
stream.
I just hope it's shared because it didn't show that on my side.
Oh, jolly the bits.
The bits. As you can tell, Ryan's also in charge of our bits today.
Yes.
Read to my device.
What you
Jules?
can do, Matt, is post twitch.tv/1upds. That's 1UPDS. And then that will take them. When they click on it, it'll come directly to our Twitch stream.
I'm trying
Um,
to
Just
take
post
the
that. Come
bits.
watch us and then post that link.
oh,
I
it's too
want-
late.
I want
I'm
the
rebooting.
bits.
I'm rebooting my device.
Give
It's
me
okay.
my
I rather,
bits.
they may be on Facebook, but I'd rather them come see us on Twitch. Because then they get
Yeah.
to play sound effects and play with
Yeah.
stickers and make us
Far more
do
user
things like
interface.
disappear.
Yeah.
Which I still have. I need to change
y'all.
that.
I want a sticker party, y'all. And-
What would you change it to?
I think a spinning wheel is what I'm going to do. Hey, Kathy.
That's my mom.
Happy Mother's Day,
Happy
Miss.
Mother's,
Happy Mother's Day, Ma.
You are.
I love you.
Here, we're going to give you one-on-one time with your son. Go.
Hello. Hi, Ma. How's things?
Look at those beautiful eyes.
You gave them to me.
I'm so proud of my Matt. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, I've done so much to fulfill our name's legacy.
Oh,
By doing a
So
podcast.
Yeah.
that is how we. Oh gosh, nope. Hey, you get back here.
As you can see, Ryan's in charge of our bits because Julia's not here, and it is Mother's Day, so she said she loves you.
Ah, yay, Ma. Sorry, I'm not. She gave me shit for. Sorry, she gave me a hard time for. She said, "You're always looking down at the beginning. You're always looking down at the beginning." And she doesn't sound like that. That's just how I'm portraying her. So I'm digging a massive hole for myself.
You really are.
But yeah,
Happy Mother's
but
Day.
no, I had to explain to her like, look, I'm on my phone trying to get the whole link out for people to share the link for people to watch and stuff like that. That's the whole purpose of my head being down. It's not as if I'm antisocial and don't want to be here.
It's not
because
very
I'm-
often
it's-
people look at their crotch and just smile.
Yeah, but sometimes there's an exception.
Well, they can always
Thanks
watch
again,
us
Ma.
on Twitch as well. So, and we're gonna get better. I've got some stuff coming up to help us promote it a little bit better and do some stuff. So we're gonna work on that this week, hopefully. Got our sound effects fixed. Hopefully, the audio levels are better. Test those
Yeah.
at some point.
I want to start a fire.
I left it back there. I even left Deadpool back there just in case. So Sexy Saxophone is now being played by a ball cap. Just put it on.
Oh, nice.
What is on the cap there? The hat.
The track.
Is that like this? It's like a Zelda thing. Yeah.
It
that's
is.
what-
Yeah.
I am.
Man,
I collect. I collect hats. I really do. I collect all kinds of hats, and Zelda ones are my favorite because it's a gorgeous gold and black, and
Yeah.
embroidery,
That-
and I just love it. I've had this hat for over 10 years.
Whoa.
Nice.
Okay.
It kept its
Yeah.
color, hasn't really faded or anything. That's good.
Yeah.
I
I was gonna
don't-
ask if that was like Breath of the Wild era, but
Ocarina of Time, I think, actually, but I don't wear this in the sun.
N64 games, those were so good.
yes.
Yes,
So- good.
007.
007.
I'm actually yeah, dude. I'm actually replaying the original Legend of Zelda on my Nintendo Mini, and I
Oh,
can't
so
get
you-
past the dungeon. I can't get past Dungeon 5.
So
I'm
for
stuck.
those- for those born before and were able to play Nintendo when it first came out, and then you have those who were born after Nintendo came out, and they've never really gotten to play it or understand it. Those were some of the toughest games.
Yeah.
5 is tough, yeah.
5 is
Hey,
rough.
So
Shadowhawk.
hard. Yeah,
What
it
is
is.
up, Shadowhawk?
Those were the toughest games in my mind. Yes,
Hard too.
7 always kicked my butt. Yes, I agree with that too.
Yeah.
But they were the toughest games to play because you only had 2 buttons: jump and
Yeah.
attack. There was no
Yep.
hold back for block, high
Uh-huh.
kick, low kick, power up,
Yep.
super. Nope, it was
Sometimes you could hit select for block.
or
Sometimes.
for uppercut.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
Mike Tyson punch or punch out.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
another game I never beat. The kicker was with the
Glass eye
Nintendo
jump.
growing up. It's like you didn't. We probably discussed this before, but you couldn't just hop on the internets and find out like, oh, here's a walkthrough of level 7, or you couldn't do anything like that. I'm frozen. Okay, there we go. You had to just wait for the next month's Nintendo Power to come out, or just figure it out, or talk to a friend who has figured it out. My buddy Alex and I used to spend just hours trying to figure this stuff out and failed miserably usually.
Yes.
Trying to find
yes.
that bookmark I saved for this.
That is. I loved going through that. There's a small used video game shop not too far from me, and there's they have rows and rows of Nintendo Power and like old game guides that you can just kind of thumb through, buy if you want. But they're like completion guides, like where's all the hidden stuff, and it's so fun to look
nice.
through those and see like, yeah, here are the cheat codes in this issue, or here are the ads for the games that are coming out, and it'd be like, oh, Crash Bandicoot 3 is an ad that happened in Spyro. Or like when Super Smash Brothers was being advertised, I remember seeing the TV ads for those with the big suit people like hopping around gaily in a field. It would be delightful, and I miss those older ones. They're so good.
They are.
I loved. So I grew up on original, like before that, the Commodore. Way
Oh,
before
gosh.
your time, Ryan.
Is that,
The Commodore.
is that
60
Atari?
Commodore 64.
Commodores, and then you had Atari, and then you had Nintendo. Those were the 3.
We
right?
had an Atari, but I don't remember. Yeah, I didn't have a Commodore.
I had an Atari too. I played, I think, 1 or 2 games. The one game that my family bought and regretted it. It's one of the worst games in the world. Was E.T.
The ET game? Aren't those like at the bottom of a giant landfill right now? And people are starting to dig
yes.
them up because they're kind of collectible. They're becoming kind of notorious.
Correct, because there's a hole that if you fall into, there's no way to get out. They completely rush the game, and there was if you go on our YouTube, we worked with a convention that did a show, and One Up to Fitness Studios provided live stream. We actually streamed for them to GameStop TV. It was actually really cool. We streamed for them, and then we met a guy named Brian he was the inventor of Rampage. He made Rampage.
I love Rampage.
Oh,
He
man.
made so many games, General Chaos, so many games that I loved as a young guy. I was like, oh my God, this is my hero. So the whole time he's doing this really long panel, I'm supposed to be like doing editing and do this. And my partner Jamil is actually doing it because I'm like,
Mhm. Say
uh,
more thing.
Say
Heart
more things
eyes.
because he made games I absolutely loved, but he was talking about ET in the video, and you can see the video on our YouTube. If you don't know, go to oneupds.com, click on our media page. You can click on our YouTube, and you can see it there.
Excuse me.
I'm trying to click. I'm trying to click it.
But anyways, it was just going through the whole story. He was talking about the ET game being rushed, and then he provided a YouTuber who did this huge backstory on the game, where how they had just got done with the game, and literally were told, "Hey, Spielberg wants you to." Sorry, just got a message on the side here. Just got rushed into it. He had 3 months to put together this game. And back then it was all, zeros and ones codings. It was super.
Yeah.
So it wasn't easy to put together a game at the time compared to now where they have programs that will literally just boop, do it for you.
Engines that'll just
Yeah.
cough up
So
assets.
yeah, he was going through it.
That is so cool. I loved. Oh gosh, was there a Rampage game before the one on the 64? I feel like there
Yes.
was. I that was my induction to Rampage was on the 64.
Oh man,
And-
it was
and-
far more simple. The other game, I forget. I think it was a Nintendo, but they also had just an arcade box with that.
Yeah,
game.
I was thinking it was just
That's
the
right.
arcade because
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up here to make sure. So Rampage, 1986.
I think
1986
you're right.
was the first one. Then you have the next one was like 97, which was the World Tour, which was the one that you saw in the arcade machines.
Okay.
Right. Rampage original was an arcade, but it was just the older arcade. You gotta realize. So there's a guy we call PSP who is gonna be starting his own podcast, and when he does, we're gonna promote him as well. But
PlayStation
he
Portable.
he's a game historian, and he's been on IGTV.
That's awesome.
He's a great guy. I should have called him and had him come guest on the show. But he's an amazing knowledge base, and so we've actually talked about old arcade games and system. He's fixed them, he's repaired them, he's probably
Ooh.
has a bunch of them, But he holds some world. Don't ask me what it was. He holds a Guinness World Record in something, I believe, some game. But he's just got some amazing stories about really old school games, and he had talked about Rampage one time, and I got to go back, and I can't remember if it was World Tour or the original. I can't remember anymore.
I'd love to meet this guy. This sounds fascinating.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to push him out there.
Yes. That would be fun.
Yeah, Shadow. It was in arcades first, 1986 by Midway Games. They're the one that gave the.
Matt does that from time to time.
Yeah.
He'll
He's in
just,
China, people.
Yes.
Oh, sorry for lagging.
Oh,
Maybe I just wasn't moving.
or it could
All right,
be that
on the count of
just-
three, everybody freeze. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't help that your camera shakes, Ryan. He's like,
y'all are
freeze.
sitting on a
Yeah.
bunch of books.
Do we got to send you a camera stand?
No.
Camera stand.
No. This is just where I can just comfortably look and help prevent future back pain.
Well, mine's right here, which is
lumbar
below
support.
above my big monitor and below my.
Below what?
I have monitor. No,
You're like
no,
below.
No.
Gross.
Yeah. Careful with hand placement there.
Your
Grow
mother
up,
is watching.
Grow up. Your child is watching.
Yeah, well,
He's gonna figure it out
he
eventually.
lives in my house.
Yeah.
He,
Oh, gosh.
I don't hide too much from him, but he's a big avid gamer. But he doesn't understand. Like his oldest game, I think, was a PlayStation 2. I'm sorry,
Dude.
I know.
No, the real
That was-
But he
foundation of
plays
which
Minecraft, which is kind of old school concept, and then he plays 2D side
Oh,
scrollers.
pixely. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there are some retro style games that have been coming out that are doing that are quite impressive. I don't know if they quite catch the same spirit as like a old Legend of Zelda or Mario. Dang it.
Yeah.
My son did it to me.
Oh.
This is
With
Pyro.
Pokey.
We might need to talk about your power management. But
Sure,
yes.
baby.
Baby.
Well, hey.
What happened?
Sorry. Hey, what happened?
I got told to disappear.
But
Yes.
Every time you keep reappearing, does the clock start over again? I mean, no. All right,
No.
that works.
Okay. So he's just briefly visiting from the void.
Just pauses for a second.
I would love to see it like just coming in mid sentence, having already said, "Yep, eating
Just be
the
like
stuff
that.
behind."
Just be like that randomly. Just
Yeah. Yes.
I do that with my students sometimes with flashcards. I'll hold them up and then when I
just-
bring them down, I'll make another face.
Yes.
I did make a
nice.
horrible mistake teaching yesterday. Nobody knew it but me, which is good. And I have no idea why it even happened. It was just, I think I was just trying to be funny and it failed because there was a young man, well, he's like 4, his name is Hunter. And he was coming up to the board to write his name. And instead of saying Hunter, I said Cunter. Out loud. I know, I was like, and then I started laughing at myself. And then my co-teacher, she's like, what's so funny? I'm like, nothing. Nothing. I said something I shouldn't have said, and I'm not going to try to explain it to you. And I didn't say it really loudly, but it was just a massive slip.
Wow.
So sorry.
Happy Mother's Day, Sharp Baby.
Yeah,
Yes. Happy Mother's Day,
Quick
Sharp Baby.
transition that conversation because I don't want to repeat that. But that's horrible. Luckily, they don't understand what that means over there. So
yeah, but it's the principle of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got students. In those moments, you almost might be grateful for a language barrier.
Oh, I have countless moments in my classes where if I was anywhere else, it would be bad news. I would just, sarcasm isn't really read that well here. Our what we think of sarcasm.
Yeah.
Chinese. I can speak Chinese. A bit of Chinese. I can't speak Japanese because I'm not.
Ohayou gozaimasu. That's Japanese.
Yeah. Arigato.
Hello.
I Japan and I enjoyed it, but Chinese mostly.
Greetings, Earthling. Hello.
Can you speak
I
Vulcan?
too. I'm a fan of the Star Wars.
Remember how we
Klingon
talked
peace.
before about left and right and alienating? You went right down the middle and went, screw you both.
Yeah. That's the
Should've-
joys of
you
being
should've thrown
moderate.
there, I am Darth Vader.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
my
May the force
seat.
be with you. And also with you, as we say in church.
Master Yogurt in the Schwartz.
Nice. Cuthouse.
Yes.
It was awkward. Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, especially when you're around people that actually catch your slip. Thankfully, I'm not.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
Ta-da! Ah, dang it, sure, baby.
Peace out, homie.
I once. So, if for those of you who don't know part of my story, I'm currently at a seminary in going for my master's, and it's a Christian school, and there have been a couple times when during finals, you get so stressed and you're not sure, like you're through the stress, you can't just understand the question well enough to give a decent answer. So you go up to the teacher and you ask for help. And I had a friend who did just this and tried to get some clarity on a question. And then the professor just looks at him and just goes like, I can't tell you that. And then he just walks away in front of everybody, breaking the silence of the test, just goes, damn it. And he sits down and finishes his test, and then I think even after that, like after he'd finished and left the class, dead silence. Just you can hear him walking back, and you hear him go, "Shit!"
See, now I gotta go clip that bit because it's just like Julia's sound effects. Which, by the way, people, we fixed the sound effects. We go bits. The bits one has actually been
Shit
redone.
bits.
So if somebody plays the bits one, you'll see it. But bits one got redone, so hopefully it comes across different.
Well,
yes,
Had to do
that would
some
be-
sound
have-
effect
have a-
modulation.
yeah, Scoobala. Yes, Scoobala. That's a fun word in the Bible that Paul used.
Is it
And
just an exclamation, or what is it?
some
Is that
some folks take it to be like the semantic equivalent of shit.
Oh, okay.
So Paul is saying like everything I've done it's scubala, it's shit, like compared to
Oh, okay.
other stuff.
Okay, so that's our new word of the day, scubala.
Scubala, yep.
Scubala Steve.
Yep.
Scuba Steve, thank you.
Thank you,
It's just a pile,
Scubala Steve.
a pile of poop with the name Steve.
That's just one big pile of shit.
Do you all name your poops?
No.
I have yet to name a defecation.
Oh,
But I will begin.
I have named.
Usually it's just,
I
it's
have.
just hot, 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 hot.
I have named one, but not on like Carl or anything like that. It was just like, God damn, because had steak and body was like, hey, I'm not letting this one go. Oh, you are.
yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Gotta
Hot, hot, hot.
help it out a little.
That sounds like something. Welcome to
your war
the
cry.
Bible version of Dragon Ball Z. School beer.
Yeah.
La!
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, I don't really make that much of a connection with my poops to name them either. Char baby.
Yeah,
I just
it-
kind of take a gander and let them go.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's
Gotta look.
a
Gotta
pretty
look.
heartless production when you think of it.
Now, how many of those have you been really impressed by? Like
There is
like that came
there
out
is
of
one.
me.
There is one when I was actually on the phone with my friend Goldman. It was years ago, and years and years ago, like right at the beginning of camera phones. Years and years. And I was on the phone with him, and I was like, and I look up and I lean forward and I look. I was like, dude, I'm gonna have to call you back. And I stopped and just took a picture of it. It like circumnavigated the whole bowl.
Whoa!
Beautiful. It was exactly. Usually I don't care, but that was just an impressive.
One ring
impressive.
to rule them all.
Yeah, yeah. That's like
bowel engineering. It
in
was-
basketball, it circled the rim and then just
was
swish.
was
That was a
was a mighty turd.
Mighty turd. Yeah.
Turd.
Okay, I'm out of here. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
man,
Day.
Mom, you're still here. Sorry.
Of course, we want your mom to stay, but I'm pretty sure
One day
she's,
I'll make you proud.
she's just
One
like,
day.
I'm not watching my son talk about his turds. This is ridiculous. He's an educated man. Why is he doing this?
Yeah, it's well.
I
It's I can't. I'm trying to think of something clever and or
Well,
funny, and it's not
Matt's
working.
Matt's
I'm
mom.
sorry,
We're trying to make him so popular that we have to bring him back to the States for paparazzi purposes. So help us by sharing this out.
yeah,
yeah. There you go.
absolutely.
Make him
And
so popular, he'll have to come back, and we'll be on national
Talk
TV.
about your words, Matt.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Tonight on TMZ. Do, do, do. Matt has a
Matt, how
turd
was your
that
bowel
rims
movement?
a circle.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you. Yeah. Just
Oh,
circle.
gosh.
Perfect circle. All right. Sorry,
I-
Mom. I know.
I've been
She got-
I've
she
been
got-
watching.
gotta
I've
text
been
you
trying
later.
to catch up on. What's that, Toa?
That's like, I'm sorry, it's Matt. Is your mom gonna text you later and be like, "That's not"?
Oh, I'm
appropriate."
sure she will. I'm expecting my phone to blow up like at any moment.
Ah, yes, at any moment.
She's hasn't really figured it out that her job is over.
Yes.
your momness, you did a freaking great job. But
Is it really over? I mean, honestly, is it really ever?
I don't know.
over?
I'm not a parent, so I guess I never really know that kind of dynamic or that kind of mentality of a
My
parent.
oldest
So
is
it probably-
21 and lives in another state, and dad duty is never done. You need
Well, imagine
support.
if you lived in another country. How would you feel? Like,
He
enlighten me.
I live in
Like,
Texas. He lives in Washington. He lives in another country. Isn't it supposed to? Am I wrong? Does Texas
it feels like another part of
Texas
the world.
were our own
Yeah.
country? Isn't that what that was?
That's one of the things I've tried to explain to her because I mean, because I used to live in Utah and I actually get to see my family more after living in China than I did living in Utah because my wage in Utah was just never enough to fly or drive home. But now it's no problem whatsoever. It's a pain in the ass to fly home,
Right.
but I see my family more. And so it's one of those things like, yeah, I can move to the States. I'll be geographically closer to you, but you'll probably see less of me. And it's one of those is that a catch-22? Would you call that a catch-22? I've never fully understood that idiom.
You're catching something.
Yeah, I'm catching some crabs.
It's a man that went
Crabs.
out and he wouldn't come back till he caught 22 fish.
22 fish. One for every
Shibuya.
sibling.
It's where catch.
right? Sharkzilla?
Yes.
Shimina Ding Dong?
I'll
What
be
is it?
right back. Lurking.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are you
Headache.
going to take a scuba?
Scuba?
Please
Scuba?
regale us the tale of your scuba la.
Oh, Baba.
So during this week, we do know that Ryan has finally done something. I'm so glad Char Baby's here to see this. That he is actually just today. What movie did you watch today, Ryan?
Back to the Future.
One?
The first one, yeah.
Yeah, but it leads you into the second, so you have to watch part 2 now.
Two is my favorite.
Yeah,
Personally.
I was just like, yes.
A little. Well, what'd you think of it? I mean, obviously, hopefully, our opinions didn't really color your judgment of the whole thing. But what'd you think in general?
I mean,
Yeah.
it for me, it was probably the most fun I've had watching a movie in a long time. Like
Nice.
most of the movies that I watch are like they're like time killer, or they're just kind of like filler, or be funny or whatever. But this one was actually like genuinely fun. Like I felt invested in George, and especially like I knew I was hooked the moment two things happened. One, I was connecting so many memes that I'd seen that I didn't know were connected to this movie.
Nice.
Like I swear this is how I'm just making up for lost time. Yes,
Mr. Ruffin!
Mr. Ruffin, thank you for the chicken. So when Marty McFly is turning up his amp at the beginning, I first saw this meme like right when he strummed. And it wasn't the sound of a guitar; it was like the skeleton going. It was like a lame horn sound effect, and like that was all I knew of the movie going in. And I was like, "Oh yes, the horn's gonna go do." And then he strums, and it's like, "Oh no, it's even better." And then
Wait, his cousin calls Chuck Berry.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember that new sound you were looking for?
yeah.
Listen to this.
The phone. And George's laugh was the second thing that sold me. Is like, I'm gonna really love this movie.
I mean,
it was so good.
I mean, how? First off, it's just the whole I am Darth Vader from the planet of and
Right.
he does that.
Yes.
It's like
Yes.
that's what we were talking about at the beginning. So it's like
Yes, that was so good.
Darth Vader visited me in the night and told me that I had to.
Yeah,
And
it's like
he
so.
melted
We're
his brain with a Sony headset.
yeah, with Edward Van Halen. That was so good, and I was a lot more invested than I thought I was going to be, because I was looking through Netflix last night, and I was like, all right, I got to start working through some of these movies, and I noted like the first 3 Back to the Futures are on Netflix now in the States.
Now you can watch the full series.
I can watch the full thing, and even after like that last bit at the end of the movie, like I was like, I'm already ready for the second one. Like that was fun. Like
Next.
just one. Yep, let's go right into it. And the relationship between Marty and Mom, I was like, oh, hi, this is interesting.
I mean,
It's
it's disturbing.
It is.
It's disturbing. Your
See,
name's
I mean,
Calvin
speaking of the philosophy of time, I was like, huh. I don't know how I feel about this. But
Actually, I would be more concerned about naming my third son, right? Because you had a daughter, son, a daughter, and then another Marty. After the whole history of all that, why would you name that son not your first son? Yeah.
Marty, I like the sound of that name. I was like, well, okay.
We're gonna wait till our third kid and be like, oh
just gonna wait. Yeah.
the guy I made out with that I'm gonna name your kid after.
Yep.
That was actually you.
It's not gonna be creepy. But when she gets older, did she not go, wow, he looks awful lot, or did George not go? He looks an awful lot like that Marty guy.
May probably.
Oh, good memory.
There's so many plots to it that could have been done. Like people have mocked, but overall, just the
It was
movie
the
itself was
80s.
great. Yeah.
Oh, it's so fun. I was so glad to have seen it. Thank you so much for that recommendation. Like that, I felt like yes, that was a good time.
Now you got to watch part 2.
Yeah.
You have to, because part 2 is actually so much better.
Really?
It really is.
I like it more
It's
personally.
surprising. Marty McFly, whoa, wait a minute, Doc. Are you trying to tell me that my mother's got the hots for me? Doc Brown. Precisely, Marty McFly. Whoa, this is heavy. You know.
It's like what's to do with weight where you come from? Is there- weight has nothing to do with it.
Great Scots. You know.
Yes. Oh gosh, I finally have seen. Okay, so
Who's the president? Ronald Reagan. The actor. You know.
yes,
Yeah.
and who's gonna be first lady? That was so a little bit of my story. Where I went to undergrad, it was in SoCal.
Fit all
and,
5 fingers in it. How often do you say that?
And the
Yes.
audio's been fixed on all the new ones. Yes.
That was a good one. Like that. All 5 fingers. So I went to college down in SoCal, about 30 minutes away from Universal. And for Christmas one year, my grandparents got me a season pass for a full year. And so on study breaks, sometimes I would just drive over and do a studio tour.
Nice.
It was really fun.
Sounds like it.
I loved it. And I remember doing homework in City Walk just before going to the park.
Shitty
really-
walk.
Yeah.
That makes
Shitty
sense.
Walk.
Welcome to Shitty Walk. It sounds
Shitty
like
chicken, shitty beef.
Shitty chicken.
goddamn Mongolians.
Yes.
Break down my shitty wall.
Yeah, and I would do the studio tour, and so the Clock Tower place, on the studio tour. That's where they take you, and I'd be like, oh yeah, and they'd show the clip from the movie, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's cool. I'm just looking at the facades and everything, and now I was like, oh wow, I've seen that thing. That's where the dude fell, and I went to, yeah, and I understand, and then, oh, Marilyn Monroe, hang on, and it
Sure,
was,
baby's gonna reenact the movie for us on deck.
yeah, yes, I'm George
I'm
George
your destiny.
Density.
I mean density. I mean
Destiny. Oh gosh, he's so good.
so soft spoken. Just what's funny is he's actually an amazing actor that we're talking about. There's like when you get done watching the movies, go watch some of the behind the scenes stuff and the videos and the making of and the reunion specials, like all that stuff.
I'd love to.
It makes it so much better knowing you've seen this.
Yeah.
Like when you finally see part 3, and I'm gonna kind of spoil a minute for you. When you kind of see part 3, there was a part where Marty McFly was hanging by a rope.
Yeah, I was about to mention
Really,
that. Yeah.
it was really the actor hanging, no stunt.
Yeah, there was
and
a
he
malfunction.
almost actually died.
Yeah.
We almost
Michael
saw
J.
the-
Fox.
Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
almost actually died because he actually accidentally hung himself, and everybody thought he was method acting, so nobody did anything.
Oh my gosh,
So
that
been
is
clever.
nuts.